So hi guys, this is Rob. This is my second video into my journey into composite modeling. It's about CAD selection or picking a CAD tool to do your 3D design. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So why is CAD selection so important? You're going to invest a lot of time into it, and so therefore you want to make sure it does everything you want it to do. You want to make sure that you're not going to get stung by costs or licensing or a problem later on. They could cost you money, or it could mean that you lose your work one way or another. No, I don't mean physically lose it, but I mean like you can't use it because you'd have to buy a license to do the CNC machining, for example. So there's a time, there's cost if you were thinking about paying for it, because some you can get free, and obviously some you pay for. There's functionality. It's also thinking about which is best for hobbyists. It's like select, kind of like to what we need. I think you need to, it needs to be easy, intuitive. It has to work on a fairly low spec machine. There has to be lots of support videos, cloud storage, for example. It has to be easy to import data. These are the kind of the key things you need to be thinking about before you go and do it, before you decide. And also, I've worked in the CAD area for 15 years. I'm not a CAD expert in terms of on the tools, but I've been in and around the space for for a good portion of my professional working career. So I've got a good idea about it. So key. I'm going to go and move on to the key vendors in a second, about what tools they supply. But before I do that, a couple of caveats in and around this. First off is before you get involved with any CAD tool, make sure you understand the licensing model that you're getting involved with. All of them are different, and what I mean by licensing is things like costs, future costs, limit restrictions on the account, restrictions on the time you can use it, restrictions on data. It's really what you're getting for, and regardless if it's free or costed, because even if it's free, you don't get anything for free really. The purpose of them offering these tools for free is they want startups to start using their tools, with the ideas when they go from a startup into a proper business, that they keep using their tools and they'll pay for them commercially because they've spent the time invested in them, and they know them. So just I've picked my one for my reasons. I've done my research. It's worth spending a few nights going through them. I'm going to tell you the key ones, in my opinion. I personally don't think you need to go any further than the ones that I'm going to talk about. I'm also going to do this video in a couple of sections. I'm going to try and just shorten them down a little bit. Okay, I've got some notes here as well. I'm just referring to. Okay, yeah, so that's that part done. Okay, so I'm just going to stop this video, and I'm going to start another one in a second, which will be about the vendors.